Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And this year I'm so happy that I did not make any New Year's resolutions, that I was not gonna be doing any promotion videos or sponsored videos, because this video is sponsored by GEEKOM, and they lured me into this. They had a tiny PC that was faster than anything that I have at the moment. Yeah, evil people. But we're gonna have a look at their, and it's a mini IT12. So come closer. While you're at it, please subscribe to my channel. Someone in the comments of the last video told me that I should put it in front of the video instead of at the end of the video, and there might be some truth to that, because only the most hardcore viewers watch to the end. Please subscribe. So this dropped in just this week. We have had real awful snowy weather, so it was a little bit delayed because of a whole lot of snow. But this is the box. We have had a sponsored video by GEEKOM before. I did 2 monitors in Portugal, transportable 16 inches monitors, and I made a video with those. I was hoping to do a video combining this one with the monitors, but yeah, I'm not in Portugal where the monitors are at the moment, so we get to look at this one. This is the mini IT12. They do also have a mini Air 12. There's a big difference between the two. This one is way harder spec. The other one, the Air, is very power efficient and don't use as much power at all. But this one has a Intel Core i5 12450H, and that's a really powerful CPU. Of course, you can get a lot faster CPUs, and this model of the mini IT12 does also come with another CPU where it's an i7 in there, and a little bit more powerful than this one. Then it has 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of internal M.2 storage. I negotiated with them, and I had them ship me another block of RAM so that we can upgrade this one to 32 gigabytes of RAM, both to get more RAM, but also just because it's pretty normal that these systems, they run better with both RAM slots occupied, so that the RAM is balanced. So let's hope that this block is exactly the same kind of block that is in there already, so we can do that and get a balanced RAM system. You get a lot of CPU performance just by balancing the RAM. But this is the smallest one in this series. They have a lot of other series, and even some with AMD CPUs. I hope that they will ship one of those to me one day. This CPU is it's an 8-core CPU, but it has like 4 cores that are performance, and then it has 4 cores that are like efficiency CPUs. So you have 4 cores that are really high performance, and then 4 cores that are more for low power consumption. But of course they can run together and improve the overall performance. I am rambling. Let's get this out of the box. So I haven't had it out of the box, so now it comes out of the box. So not an unboxing. Well, we are gonna unbox it. It's an unwrapping. It's a wrap party. So let's see. There. Oh, it's tiny. That's not big. That's a tiny little machine. Oh, it has an SD card reader on the side. Awesome. My camera here uses SD cards. That is so convenient. It's nicely packed. At the moment when I'm recording this box is $449 US. Is it? Euros. 449 euros. Sorry. 449 euros for this tiny PC. Little rubber feet in the bottom. We will take the plastic off. I kind of like it at the moment. It's cool. Let's see what else is in the box here. They have a nice little thank you note. They had the same thing with the monitors that we did a review on, and yeah. So there is like a customer thing, dear customer. They are very appreciative that you purchase their stuff, and yeah, it's a nice touch, and they make it look good, like silver, and the envelope has nice graphics on it, so that's pretty cool. Then we have more stuff. Yeah, there is a power cord. That's okay, because these Mickey Mouse connections here, they are hard to come by. Then we have an HDMI cable, might come in handy. Then we have a brick of a power supply. The TDP of this this little computer is up to 90 watts. So 90 watts coming out of this little machine could get rather warm. 35 watts is what they expect it to normally use, and 45 watts is like the high end. But well, it should be able to draw up to 90 watts, and this power supply can deliver 120 watts, 19 volts, so that's 6.32 amps. So nice brick. Then we have a tiny little manual. So here is the help, so that we can put some RAM in it. Yeah, that's actually not bad. It's like they have actually gone through the effort of telling me how to take this apart. That is not often that happens, right? And then there's a bracket for mounting it as on a VESA stand. So like here it shows you how to mount it on the back of your monitor. My monitors they're on a flexible arm, so I can't use this. That's kind of a shame. And it comes with the screws as well for mounting it. So yeah, that's what's in the box. I must admit, this is a really good manual. It's rare to get something that actually is helpful. So there's of course how to disassemble the box itself. Then there's an overview of what you will see when you get in there. There is the RAM blocks and how to put in the RAM blocks. Then there's the M.2 slot where the storage is sitting. That is right there on the system board. And then there's also room for a hard drive. So you could put in an SSD in there. Oh, we're in view there. And how to put it back together. And then there is at last how to mount it on the back of a screen if you want to do that. And then how to... I think we can all do this part, like connect it to power. Yeah, get it out of the plastic. Oh, there's even more. Let's keep that on there so we don't scratch it. So we have the SD card slot here on the side. We have two USB 3 ports, probably headphones with microphone. Kind of see that you can plug in your headphones, but they have also added the little thing in front of your mouth, so that means that there is also a microphone in that. Power on. A lock, Kensington lock system, so you can lock this to something else. And on the back it's full of connectivity. So we of course have a power plug. Those 19 volts goes in there. We have an HDMI port and a USB-C port, which is also digital display port. I don't know, I haven't seen those cables. If you can get a USB-C cable with a digital display cable in the other end, that would be very smart. My monitors, they don't have the USB-C connector, but they have the digital display connector. So I might have to use the HDMI port just to get this hooked up, because I don't think I have cables that can do HDMI to digital display. Might have one, but yeah. Network connection. And this this tiny machine, it comes with a 2.5 gigabit connection. This is the first box I have that comes with that connection. Everything else that I have is either 1 gigabit or 10 gigabit. So first one, I am not able to use that at the moment because the switch that I'm going to be popping it into is only 1 gigabit. So I am behind on that. Then we have a USB 3 and a USB 2. I'm not sure. Might have to go check. They might be better than that even. Then we have another USB-C digital display, multi-port, everything, and an HDMI port. In the bottom, we have some more facts about it. Product name, Mini PC. It's the Mini IT12 i5. So the i5 processor, and where it's made, Shenzhen in China. Very small. It almost looks as if the top could come off, but not really. I had to go and read the fine print. These are actually USB 3.2 ports. This is also a 3.2 port. This is a USB 2 port. These are USB 4 ports, USB-C, and they can handle a screen up to 8K in 60 Hertz, both of them. So my 4K screens should be no issue for this at all. Internally, it has Wi-Fi. It has 6E Wi-Fi, and it has Bluetooth 5.2. So before we connect it and turn it on, I want to put in that RAM. So let's take it apart. Screwdriver. Oh, this comes with pre-installed Windows 11. So you can use it. You can install something else. It is compatible with all sorts of different stuff, including that Linux thing that everybody is being so hyped about. So if you want to install Linux on it, that is also possible. So let's see if this comes up. That should be the hard drive, which is not connected. There is no hard drive in it. Okay, so it has, oh dear, there is already RAM in it, 2 blocks. That means that our 16 gigabyte block here is gonna make it unbalanced instead of balanced. Okay, that was a grave mistake on my part. So instead of making this better, if I put this in, it's gonna make it worse. So yeah, you really need to upgrade both RAM blocks at the same time, and they should be the same size. That's a shame. I should have seen that one coming. But they did it right. This is the way to do it. If you are installing 16 gigabytes, well, you put in 2 blocks of 8 gigabytes. That gives you the best performance. It's irritating when you want to upgrade it. Then you need to get 2 16 gigabyte blocks instead of just 1. This was unfortunate, but I got an excuse to take it apart, and we can have a look at it. So we can see that it has a nice Kingston NVMe drive in there. There's a nice picture of it. That's the SD card reader coming in the side here. We have the RAM, we have the hard disk cable. We have a slot. Wonder what that slot is. Okay, I looked it up. That slot is for an M.2 SATA SSD. It fits in 2242 size here. And you can also see over here where the NVMe drive, so there's an NVMe and there's an M.2 SSD, and underneath the NVMe over here is the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth thing. So there's kind of like a double slot over here where they have the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and then the NVMe on top. So that's cool. What's under this RAM? Let's see if they're hiding anything. They are not. So no hidden treasure under the RAM. Let's see, this should be 8 gigabytes as well. there. We put the other RAM block back in. So this is DDR4 RAM, and these are 3200 megahertz. Okay, fast RAM. Oh, before I put it back together, it's actually metal inside. It has a plastic shell, but then it has a metal reinforcement inside. So it also has a bit more weight to it than I was expecting. So they have cheated, they have used real metal. So putting it back together can be a little bit, how does this fit? But it has this metal thing over here, which is for the Kingston lock, and it slots into a little thing down here where it needs to go inside here, and then it goes in like that, straight in there, and we just have to fasten the feet again and we're good to go. Okay, so I am installing Windows 11 here, and while you're installing Windows 11 there is this little game where you can surf. I am not very good at it and I keep getting eaten by an octopus, so that's not great. I haven't figured out how to get rid of the octopus yet. It will follow me in probably just a little bit. There is the octopus and it's gonna be following me. Come on. Probably, yeah, there it is, and it's gonna eat me. Maybe I can persuade it. Yeah. And he dies. Damn it. If you know how to avoid the octopus, do let me know in the comments below. Installing Windows 11 just doesn't get more exciting than this. So I put it here on my table, on the world map, just on top of China where it's from. Only put in the two screen cables and the power supply and the tiny dongle for mouse and keyboard, and it's up and running. Luckily my screens had two ports. It had a digital display port and it had an HDMI port, so I was able to just connect this machine to the HDMI port, and that way get a good connection. There we go. It took quite a while to get Windows 11 up and running, but it got there eventually. So everything is as it should be. Tells me in here that the processor is good. At the moment it's running 1.1 gigahertz. I must say that it's the fan noise is more than I'm used to. I don't know if there's anywhere where that can be quieted down. It seems like it's not really doing anything at the moment, so it shouldn't really be necessary to blow the fan that hard. It is actually claiming to use the CPU for something. It's just a ton of stuff running here all the time. But it picked up both the screens. In here we can see the CPU. We can also see the 16 gigabytes of RAM, and over here we can see the hard drive, internal hard drive. I'm gonna get a little bit of a test program and we'll run it a little benchmark or something. Okay, so I have installed the newest version of performance test passmark. Continue, and it will gather what we have on our little CPU and in our computer. Graphics card is found, a RAM, processor, what is that? Something over there. Never mind. I don't want to test everything. I'm gonna test the CPU, all of it. Run. Let's see how fast the CPU is. This takes a little bit. We'll be right back when the results are in. Okay, the results are in. It looks pretty okay. It scores 17,037, which is pretty well in order with it should be around there. So this is the list of all the CPUs in order of how fast they are. and 17,426 isn't bad at all. There's a lot of CPUs on top of it, actually a lot, but there is also a lot of CPUs beneath it, and a lot of good CPUs beneath it, so it does fairly well. Oh, let's just see the CPU, if we get the information on this CPU. Oh. Yeah, Windows 11 wants us to do stuff. See here that it's an 8 core, 12 threads. The performance cores has 4 cores but 8 threads, which means that they have hyperthreading, whereas the efficient cores has 4 cores and 4 threads, so they do not have hyperthreading. So yeah, there is a difference there. And here we can see that wear power, it's typically 45 watts, 35 watts when it's not doing much, and a high of 90 watts for the CPU. The processor also has built-in graphics. We can actually see it over here. GPU set. There we can see that it has Intel UHD graphics. It doesn't really tell us much more about that than that, but it has it, and it has different features here, and not a lot of information on that, but we could run a test on it and just see, well, 3D graphics. Let's run all of the 3D graphics tests. Go gadget. Yeah, it's not that fast, this graphics. I can read up here that it's running somewhere between 23 and 28 frames per second. So yeah, it might not be a gaming rig because of the graphics. Funny enough, these demos was also part of the previous version. I tested this on the version 9 just a little bit ago and thought, I better download the newest and the latest and the greatest, otherwise I'll get lots of comments that I'm running some old crap. And this looks exactly like the old crap, so yeah. 12 frames per second, full HD. We have the moon, or something else. I don't think it's the moon. I don't remember that base being there, and all those moon aliens floating around. Yeah, they're new. Someone with an imagination has been doing this one. The blobs. Yeah, it didn't do that very well. 9 frames per second. We're in space. I kind of like this one. I think it looks great. The spaceships flying around. Unfortunately, my screen, my monitors do not have any loudspeakers in it. This test doesn't have any sound, but some awesome music on top of this would have been really cool. But yeah, we're almost there. Oh yeah, oh, this is slow. Go, go, go. Doesn't have any more? No. Ugh. It didn't do this test, so it didn't give me a number. Okay, I'll try and run that again. Okay, for some reason it refuses to run that test, so yeah, we're gonna give up on it. It's not a graphic computer. It only relies on the built-in graphics in that Intel CPU, which is okay. It's at the moment it's running two 4K screens, and it's doing a marvelous job of it. So for my office use here and some, well, video editing, I'm sure it's great. I have another test that I wanted to try. Let's see, we have the Cinebench. Let's see if I can run that one. Okay, so CPU multi-core. Let's see if we are in luck. It does that. It takes a bit longer when there's only, well, is there 12? I'm used to running this with way over 100 cores on servers, so yeah, it takes a little longer than when you have plenty of cores. It's gonna be interesting to see where it puts it over here. We have a thread ripper at the top here. It's not gonna come up there. I am guessing somewhere like 8,000. I wonder if that's about right. I can kind of see that some of these squares are slower than the other ones, so that must be the efficiency CPUs working. Like these are slower than some of the other ones. These are some slower ones. It's almost there. Running. Does it keep running? We don't want that. Okay, that was pretty well hit. It scores 8,291 points. It's about in the middle here. Those are some hardcore processors that it's up against. Okay, now it's not doing much at all, but it has quieted down quite a bit. It does still have more fan noise than I'm used to though. So it's a real shame that I messed up with this RAM. I thought it would have one 16GB RAM block in there, and therefore I asked to get another one. I messed up there. This bracket that it comes with, it is possible to just mount it on the wall and just have the PC hanging on the wall if you would want that. Except, well, they kind of, the screw holes are here, and those correspond with, well, it's gonna be like something like that then, and it goes in like that, and then the logo is not right. Is it on the, no, it's on, yeah, if you want the logo to hang right on the wall, you can't have the bracket hanging right on the wall. Well, never mind. So again, thank you very much to GEEKOM, well, Marvin over at GEEKOM for wanting me to show this and play around with it. I enjoyed it, and it works very well. For my office use, I just played a little bit of Surf there. That's all I've played all year. Well, it's only the 12th of January, but still, I don't play computer, so the graphics card in here is fine for my needs, and the processor is better than what I'm used to. So the noise levels are a little bit higher than I'm used to, and then it's smaller than I'm used to. So yeah, it's a nice little form factor. I must admit, it's pretty cool, to be quite honest. So I might take this with me to Portugal and let it meet up with those two monitors that GEEKOM sent me last year. So And thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and give the video a like. And besides that, have a really nice day. Bye bye.